This is Sophie Aldred with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Movians, welcome once again to The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I am Dave Chapman. I am your host for today's review of the one and only, boom, the return of Stephen Moffat as a writer, and Varada Sethu as Mundy Flynn, who will be a companion next season. But will it be the same character? We will discuss that and more today on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. But I am not alone, despite my blah, blah, blah. Returning to us after a few weeks of being much too busy having a good time watching Hairspray over and over again. It's Melanie. What? Good morning, Baltimore. If you've never seen it, the show's in Baltimore.
I was in Baltimore. I was in Baltimore. Lovely, wonderful, beautiful Baltimore for work, for a trade show, for the Museum Store Association trade show. So it was it was beautiful, beautiful city. First time I'd ever been there. Highly recommend it. Love lots of lovely museums. Wonderful area. If you ever go, hit me up and I'll give you tips, tricks, and all other fun stuff and getting around. But yeah, it was great, and now I'm back. So,
Yay!
and great and back for a really good episode. So that makes me excited.
Did you get to Jimmy's famous seafood?
No, I did not. Unfortunately, much of my time was spent. It was in the Baltimore Convention Center. I did go on the USS Constellation. I went on some paddle boats. I was gonna go to a game, Orioles game, but it got rained out. So. Did not get. I have been wanting to go inside Camden Yard for so long. It's like on my bucket list of stadiums to see because it's so beautiful. But unfortunately, no, did not do that. But yes, I did traipse around, but I did not go to Jimmy's. Sorry.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. We all need to go there and just have a beer, which they call PETA Tears. I absolutely love it. Their war, they fighting back against PETA was a brilliant thing, and I'm still on their Twitter just because of that. But speaking of things named after Camden, we've got Candyman, my former tour guide, who is on mute. I might add.
Mute.
Sorry, guys. Yep, I was on mute, and now I'm not. Yep, Camden and Candyman go hand in hand. You get loads of candy, especially American candy in Camden. There's literally full of it. But yeah, just got back from Chepstow yesterday. Amazing weekend. And yes, we did the live broadcasts from the hotel, which is really weird because I was the only one in reception. Everyone went to bed. And I was doing a live watch party show with Dave and Kevo at a Robin Hood Sherwood convention in a hotel when everyone went to sleep. Excellent.
I still wish you had gotten it set up so you had a whole group of people, especially cosplayers, just all watching it.
I know. It would have been awesome if I did, but everyone just went to bed because it was first night.
Bah!
And everyone was traveling.
Lightweight.
Well, everyone's
would
traveling.
not have gone to sleep. If he was there, he would not have gone to sleep. The Rev would not have gone to sleep. Would you, Tom? Tom.
I thought you were link with the cosplayer or something. That's just me.
I like sleep.
How's it going, Tom? He's got to go.
Tom is
Customizing
enjoying
all day,
dead
painting
air
all
and
day, ordering
explaining.
more Funko Pops of me.
I've got some terrible signal on my end. I don't know about anyone else, but anyhow.
But I just wanted to quickly comment to Edward I's Pratt Street Ale House, which is across the convention center, is excellent. Highly recommend. Yes, I did go there. That was actually the first place I did get to eat, and it was wonderful. We sat outside on the patio chairs right there. Oh, that was that's where I had my first crab cake. So it was a crab cake sandwich. We all ate there and just absolutely wonderful. And they had local beers too. So I'm not the biggest beer drinker, but I'll try local stuff just to try it out. And they had I think it was a blueberry, some type of it was a sour, but it had fruit notes to it, so it was really good. So yes, highly recommend this Pratt Street Ale House.
Love me some fruited sours. Same for me. If I'm traveling, I try my darndest to have a local-ish beer.
Or fish and chips.
Yeah,
Efficient.
exactly. I will make an exception on the local thing, or broaden my definition of local when I was over in the UK, just because we don't get good flat ales over here. I don't care where it's from at that point. We just don't get it, and I like it better. I don't like high carbonated beers or beverages in general. So, but I will always do a local beer whenever I can, for sure. So yes, we're here for Boom. We all had a good time. Kevo and I were.
There's bread.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yummy.
Ta-da. Yeah. Proof. I went.
Yay. Yes.
Proof I
Kevo.
went.
More food.
I'm sorry. But we're here for Boom, y'all.
It's almost supper time here, and you're making me hungry. That's okay. So yeah, Kevo and I hosted another watch party on Friday, and as Candyman mentioned, hold on.
What is that?
That's a dragon in Robin Hood costume.
Ah! So he has
That's
that
kind of adorable.
Sherwood look to him.
Yeah. A guy called Chris Mockridge made this. It's amazing. He does a lot of cake toppers in sci-fi, and he does a lot of Doctor Who stuff as well.
Nice.
So he's awesome, and it's the only one. So I bought it and took it around, and loads of people got photographs with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hooded dragon.
I love it.
Closest I've got is the little hedgehog game behind me here. I showed that off before. Park Life. He's adorable. He's sitting on my shoulder. For the record, you've got about one more day to get Park Life on Kickstarter, but it's adorable. So now we're just
Does it come with the hedgehog?
It can. It doesn't have to, but there's versions that do and do not. This is the prototype. That's why there's no box here.
It reminds me of a popple.
A little bit, yeah, but don't turn this one inside out, or you will look like something out of Boom.
Okay,
There goes the dynamite.
Bring us back to the topic.
Yeah, let's get back on track. Like we never do, like tangents in this show.
I know. I'm just going to start this for later.
No turning yourself inside out. No smelting yourself. Kevo has heard his name and has chimed in from the audience.
Yeah.
But yes, we had our live watch party, and we are going to continue having live watch parties. We do have another one this coming Friday as well, hosted by myself and Kevo. We will be watching 73 Yards. And just as a reminder how that works, you will watch the show on Disney Plus or on BBC iPlayer, and not on our screen. But we'll be able to talk before and after and chit chat in the chit chats during the show. But nope.
Hopefully Friday I can actually attend this one.
Ooh, that would be nice.
I should be able to, because I don't have nothing. I'm not traveling, so hopefully it can
excellent.
be,
Yeah, if you go to Nico, if you quickly pull up Nico's chat, that's the guy who made it. So if you ever want Doctor Who stuff, Star Trek, Star Wars, cake toppers, that's the place to go to.
Nice. All right.
He's even done a Ncuti Gatwa one already.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I love it. So we might as well, again, we just keep... I slept like garbage. I'm drinking coffee now, and I don't normally. Excuse the fact that I am a bigger space cadet than usual. I also shot 31 days worth of videos over the last 2 days. So that was a thing. Anywho, Melanie, let's start with you. What was your rating for
Just let me know when you need me just to take the wheel for a little bit. I've got your back, buddy. So my rating, if you'd like me to, if we're gonna go round and round to go through the ratings, I am going to give this extremely high rating. This is the first time I've watched it, and usually I kind of go low and then watch it again. I'll go pop. I'm gonna give this a 10 straight out of the gate. It just, everything clicked. I was not disappointed. I don't think I had a low bar. I think I had my bar set appropriately because I know this, and you guys, everyone here can go back and see some of my reviews on some of the Moffat ones. They're not always that great because I got mad at Capaldi during Capaldi's run for his writing. But I'll say it then. I said it then. I'll say it again now. I think that was because he was stretching himself really thin. This is Moffat being a writer, getting in there, having fun, doing his thing, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it, and we can critique all day, damn day, but I'm going with 10. This was 10. This was good. This was some good.
I love it. All right, so we got a 10. Let's swing down to Mark. What are you thinking?
Right, I'm going to stick with what I said on Friday. I'll give it a strong 8.5. I really loved it.
All right.
It was an amazing episode. I really enjoyed it. It triggered me emotionally with what I was saying on Friday. It is definitely so far the best of this season.
Definitely looks. We'll come back to what I think on that. I don't disagree with that. Tom, what are your thoughts?
11.
Okay. Wibbly wobbly. We're talking 11 TARDISes out of 10. We're judging this one from the inside.
Because I still like the first two. I'm not going to go back on what I said. They each had some sentimental reason towards me. And so did this. This has to do with past family history, with war, the understanding of what is about to, and so forth. So, I will stick with the high rating as well.
Just out of curiosity, do you guys get Unleashed on Disney and the commentary?
Nope.
Right.
Tom might be able to get it because Tom will watch things on Daily Motion. But no, we don't get it. We occasionally will get like clips of it through social media. I'm sure if we tracked it down, we could see Devil it somewhere.
Yeah,
but
I never looked.
It does not broadcast here. So all of the complaining that the UK gets everything, the BBC is airing it 18 hours later. Yeah, well, you guys get the Unleashed stuff. We don't. So
we don't.
Also didn't get Tales from the TARDIS over here.
We don't technically air it 18 hours later.
Well,
it still drops on BBC iPlayer.
Yes.
So.
That could be a whole other show. And almost was. I'm going to put this out again. I said this on the other day. I've left a couple of Doctor Who groups. One of them was excessively toxic. And so I'm like, I'm it. That's it. This is the admin posting this crud. I'm leaving. Unfortunately, I did so before messaging someone who had replied saying they wanted to do a video explaining how the UK does their rating numbers. And I was going to do an interview with him. And I accidentally left that group before I got replied to him, and I have no idea where it is. And it was, I think, just a group called Doctor Who. Not helpful to find again.
Good luck.
So,
good luck, my friend.
If you were in a group called Just Doctor Who, and you saw me there or saw this other gentleman, saying, hey, I want to talk about how these ratings are done, please message the Traveling TARDIS, message me, message him and tell him to message me. Anything. I would really like to get a hold of this person to get that perspective, because he's done the work. He's not an expert, but he's done the work. And I would like it to come from someone other than myself, because I do have a pretty good idea of how that works. But it would be nicer coming from someone on that side of the ocean. So, that's my plea to all of y'all. So we've got some great stuff. Oh yeah. Did while I was doing that, did you bring up Kevo's little big conversations here? You did? Okay. I thought I saw that. I was
I'll bring
busy
them up again.
trying to look at my camera, which is higher than my screen right now. So I was trying not to, look down here as I'm talking.
Worth bringing up again.
It is. Yes. I love it.
So
he said
Kevo
this is
from
his
X's
last
for
Doctor
Show
Who.
says, whatever I think about this episode itself, I'm very curious what Moffat still has coming after his misdirect quote laden with hints of his return. Here's one of two. First one, quote, "The truth is, if I say anything negative about Doctor Who, it goes everywhere, like boom, everywhere, right?" Moffat clue quote number one. The second one is, quote, "It doesn't exactly bring joy to the world that I just say something negative about Doctor Who. The fact is, it's fine without me," end quote. So that's his second kind of clue-laden quotes. So you can kind of go in there. We can dissect them a little bit late. We could dissect them.
Exactly.
Because he's using words, and he could be referencing items that he put into this particular episode. Or he could just be saying things just because he likes to throw people off on little tangent, little goose chases, because it's
Joy to the World
That's what he likes to do with fans.
Yeah, he did write Joy to the World and is confirmed that's the title of the Christmas episode, and that's what he did in fact write it. Kevo also did mention, he said it might be the last time he writes for Doctor Who, but that he's also, for reasons that will become apparent, read the next season 2/15 finale script. I'm wondering if he's now taking lead on a spinoff. Is one of the theories here.
Who knows?
I love that. But he has done a great job on Boom. There's very, very little criticism out there, I think, for this episode. There's some people who will always be
haters.
No dance numbers. See, yeah, it's exactly. But there was still some singing. And they really reinforced that music is part of who Ruby is, and that's something that has really come up a few times now. And so that is actually kind of despite the fact they didn't go over the top with it this time, I think it's still really important to note that was there. So there's still that through line that we don't know where it's going. But let's start at the bottom here of things. Mark, tell us more. Tell us more. What have you? You gave it a horribly low score of 8.5,
which is very good for me.
That's a very good score. That's an extremely good score for Mark. Sorry.
Yeah, I normally give rate things about 5 or 6 or maybe 7s, but coming up to 8.5, 9s. I think I've only given, so far, since I've been on Traveling TARDIS, I've given 1 a 10, and that was a giggle. So coming in 8.5 is very, very good for me. I loved it. I love the emotion. I love how they've used such small sets. There was only 2 sets. That's it. That was the whole story. It wasn't like them going to a quarry or filming on location. Both of them were set built. I love that the Doctor literally was stuck in time, basically, because he moved. That's it. He's gone. And so is half of the planet. I loved the emotion of what the soldiers have to deal with, especially what I said with the chaplains. If you heard my thing on Friday, because I didn't know whether or not I was going to make it tonight or not. But on Friday, I was saying, like, when the army chaplains go to these conflicts in real life, they will support the soldiers. So seeing a whole brigade of chaplains in the England, how is it? Let me get this right. Combat Angler Marines, is that right? CAM.
Yeah, the Anglican, the Anglican Marines.
Something or other, but they were, and I just love it with the whole tension. Yeah, there was some you can be really critical of it. But the main storyline, the relationship between the father and the daughter, and the daughter being an army brat. Army brat is what we call when they have moved around different bases. And the relationship between, what's her name, Mundy Flynn, and the thing. Yeah, some people might like it, some people might hate it, but it just got grew, and the Doctor can't do anything. Normally, the Doctor will try to run around, solve a problem, but he can't. And this is one thing that Moffat was aiming for, that the Doctor has to be frozen, that he can't actually do anything. It was exciting. It was suspense. And at some point, it had me in tears, because I've got loads of friends who have been in combat situations, and they've told me the horror stories of it. And yeah, it's a family show, but it highlights like capitalism, what people are told to do, and they're just following instructions, and there it's not, because it's just, yeah, it's just amazing. I would recommend anyone to just watch it and will watch it again. And I'd love to know what your scores are in the chats of what you will give this one. Bad bits about it. I would probably say that if there was a minefield, then there'd be more than just one mine in my little dip, probably. A bit of a cliche of thoughts and prayers. Or I could take it or leave it. I can understand where it was going to it, because when someone like does pass away, you say thoughts and prayers, which is sincere, but sometimes it can be said as insincere, and that's probably what Moffat was trying to get to. But on the whole, it is amazing episode, to a point that I was, if you watched me, that I had tears running down my eyes, and I had to try to write them on Friday. So
that's it, and it says a lot when you can get that kind of emotion. Full stop, just full stop. It doesn't matter what the show is, doesn't matter what the topic is. I mean, in this case, it's a military one, but anytime you can really pull that emotion out of your viewers is an impressive thing. So, you know, good job to Stephen Moffat and Ncuti and Ruby and the whole everybody. Because we are trying to do a few of our friends' commercials here. Before I bring Tom up, I think I'm going to run a couple of commercials for this. So thank you guys. Please be patient. We will be back in a few short moments.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Hey everybody, welcome back to an all-new X's for Show, your premiere show for streaming media content.
A great creative team and a great concept that is years in the making.
That's certainly one of the interesting things about this as a program.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
The silliest version of every single one.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
Everybody is so even-keeled. That is a nonsense
him.
thing that you just said.
I'm not wrong. I've seen all the films.
I get what you're saying. I hate it.
It's really ugly to call that a genius on air.
Nobody screams at each other and goes,
I will fight you! Wow, what a great moment for our show.
Truly, we did it.
This would be a great jumping on point for you.
2,000 episodes in.
Every weekend and Wednesdays.
Shows no signs of stopping.
You can check the show out at X's for Show.
Come on. I mean, we've got a show, baby. Just you got.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night, and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live, and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night, we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
Button. I wonder if that's what's doing it. I just accidentally went to switch to something and realized that my iMovie is still up and running. I wonder if that's sucking up processing power. That is entirely plausible. Where? I swear to you people, I was pushing the next commercial button like 5-10 seconds before they ended.
Your poor computer's RAM was just going.
It's entirely plausible. Like what I went to do was push this button so I could come over here and I could go like, hey, look at the stuff. Oh, you can't even see my name's covering it. And if I do that,
oh, sorry.
That's okay. Actually, that's a better. There, you can kind of see. This is what I've been working on. Can you quickly switch off the names, Melanie? It's at the top of the branding.
Guess I could, maybe. I don't know. I'm working on it.
This is me doing a live impromptu ad for myself. I've been incredibly busy. This is a game called Oath. This is 3 feet long. This is the board for this game. That's the box for the game. If you know an IKEA Kallax, you can see how big it is. It doesn't even fit in there. It is right in front of a box that I'm going to be opening maybe next week. But they've got an expansion coming out on Kickstarter, so I'm trying to figure out how I can stream this game that is 3 feet long.
Oh. I tried putting the TheRatHole logo up there.
All the extra stuff that are going to have to be on there. So that's been my thing, and I just wanted to. That's why. You can even see I've got a nice little Oath book shirt hanging up in the background. It's a lot of fun. So that's my ad. You can follow me on the TheRatHole WHOTWHOniverse. Check out my YouTube, and
maybe you could read it.
It'll be on there. I don't know that I'm going to be streaming something today. Because I am just.
There you go.
Ooh, look at that.
See?
Fancy. Thank you.
Fancy.
But yes, you can see over here the TLTT on YouTube. Please give me a follow. We are actually, that's a good point. Because I didn't put that up here. That's the background. That's the videos. We hit several milestones in the last week. We were sitting at basically 7,000 people vaguely a week ago, and then like halfway, by the time we did the watch party, we'd done 7,500 people, and now uploading, and now as of this morning, we were sitting at over 8,000 subscribers.
Why?
We are probably the fastest growing independent Doctor Who program on the internet right now. Oh my goodness. So thank you all for joining
I thoroughly
us
apologize. As always, I am so sorry that you stumbled upon us and want to keep watching this. I'm still grateful, but I do apologize.
Whatever this is. This is not our usual this. It really isn't. We're not usually quite this space cadet-y.
When we don't have our caffeine and coffee, this is what you have. So, I believe
That's
the
a
next
segue
person.
to me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the space cadet.
Yep. Yeah, I'll just go like that, and I'll drink my coffee, and you can talk.
I just drink my True Mood Star Wars Blue Milk, which expires today.
I thought that looked a little
Hangy.
bit more greener than blue today.
Yeah. It doesn't taste like the stuff that's in Batu West. That's my only gripe.
No.
It tastes like a melted vanilla milkshake. I mean, it for its own thing, it does taste good. Kevin, my husband Kevin, got some of it, and it's nice. I mean, it's sweet. It's okay.
Well, you and
It's
I
not like
both
the
know it
plant-based
because we've been
stuff.
It's something expires today, so I'm finishing it off once and for all. The last blue milk and a blue moon pie.
So Andrew, right now, I'm kind of clicking through all of these scores. Andrew upped his score to 9 on his second viewing, near perfect. Nico Bat, I give it an 8. It was a lot of social commentary about war and big business. The relationship between Splice and her family was interesting. She seemed like a small child at times. That one, I agree. There was a lot of times where that it's, well, we'll get into that during my part of the review.
Mm-hmm.
Roger gives it giving Boom a 9.8 out of 10. I think I actually did this like clicking it here. I actually started things so I can find them a little faster. And then Dan says, I would give this one a hard 9. Not because I took off any points, not because I took any points off for Daddy Power. Just a great episode with no dance numbers. Like the previous, because the previous ones did have both of them had dance numbers. Then we have, or no, just the second one did. No, Goblin did too. Anyway, but yes, there's Andrew again saying, reiterating this is an older comment, saying that initially kicked 8.5, but after the second viewing, that was 9 from him. Ncuti is truly the doctor of that. Of that, no one can deny. And I know I can keep looking through here a little bit for more. So far, everybody else, so far, a good viewership of our commenters are all kind of also ranking it high marks.
But Tom,
I know I personally gave it a 10, but then somebody else gave it an 11. So I believe I'm next. If we are still letting Mr. Dave Chapman go last to let him explain his review. Are we doing that, Dave?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so Dave's going to
host's prerogative.
Lord knows, maybe he gave it a 12. Okay, so I gave this a perfect 10 out of 10. I tend to rate things a little high on my personal scale. Not saying anything bad anybody who gives this a 5, because sometimes 5s are just middle of the road, that's kind of thing. So I'm waiting again. I'm at a 10. I love the heck out of this episode. A 10 from Melanie means it's a great episode. The flaw, I could not find any flaws, and if I did find any flaws, I found them to be like critiques and stuff that would be within the realm of the story that's necessary. Maybe like in the case of Splice, there was times where I was like, she all of a sudden starts looking at the AI of her father, like she doesn't realize that's not flesh and bone. But then again, I'm going, it's a child. There's going to be different things where a child that's a base brat, that's grown up with war, there's certain aspects that the education and learning patterns are going to be a little bit more stunted, and other stuff that for a child with war is going to be a lot more matured. So I was like, oh wait, that kind of makes sense. I liked that it was the doctor using their mind and their mouth. I liked that the foot on the bomb kept him where he was. The bodies being in those weird little canisters where he was like, oh, it's a canister, and then kind of realized that's not that's not a canister. You're actually touching the flesh and the amalgamation of everything that kind of gets compact. Really good touch on putting that eye right in the middle of that little fleshy cylinder. I thought that was kind of like, ooh, that's But it's Doctor Who. Come on. We have a little bit of fun. I do think it was kind of neat that, and I don't know if anybody else was considering this, that the landmine kind of reminded me of a Roomba. So I kind of want to put those things around my Roomba and let it just kind of flutter around. Think that'd be kind of fun. I thought it was a great introduction to different characters. Moffat has a way of introducing a character and then getting rid of them and killing them off. And it seems like that the character is realized. And there's times where in other things, like in other fandoms, other franchises, whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, other drama-based shows where you have a character brought in and then either killed off really quickly or is just, a flash in the pan, that they need to have more, more writing, more stuff in there for the character development. And I've always found that Moffat's really good about making action when he's given the time, he can really make some actualized characters, like the guy that was sweet on Monday, and then gone, and that and here we've lost somebody very quickly, we losing the father very quickly, and then realizing that just as something as simple, just saying kiss kiss, that there's a lot of meaning behind that from the father who says this to his child, that the mother was gone, all this kind of fun stuff. I thought it was a great. That was a great story. I thought it had a lot of you have your main plot line, you have a few secondary plot lines with the big business, with the calling out. I thought thoughts and prayers being insincere was kind of funny, because thoughts and prayers are coming from a business. It wasn't like there was thoughts and prayers coming from a person saying it. He wrote it, so it was a fake little AI ambulance that was programmed as a robot to help people, just to keep the war machine chugging on, and how profitability is key. And it's not like it's not like it's a new thing when it comes to profitability in war. We can go back to ancient Egypt, we can go back to we can go back to ancient Rome, and go even further back to Egypt and see where everything's a business, and it's the long game, people. I can go on to the soapbox of whether it's woke or not, but yeah, it's always has been, always will. But no, I really just found this a very, very good story. And once again, Ncuti just knocks it out of the park with how he's being serious, he's lighthearted. There was times like at the very end where he was doing kind of like this kind of thing with his hands when he was freed from his landmine Roomba, that I just felt like it was 11-ish, like just in this kind of, he had like a little how Ncuti's doctor has a little effervescence here and there. So there's sometimes in this particular one I was feeling 11 vibes. It's just so much that I really liked. He's calling back old episodes. He's calling back old doctors. When I say he, I mean the writing of Moffat. And everything was brilliantly portrayed by the cast. I think they cast very well. All the actors brought, their best selves here. The direction was really nice. To Mark's point, it was only like 2 sets. You didn't have much. And, I could fault why is there a landmine in the bottom of a pit? Wouldn't that have been a pit that exploded or not? I don't know. I don't know the topographical area of this planet. So again, it's not too hard of a critique for me to downgrade it. It just gives him the isolation part to it. And then I think it also worked as a set where all of the robots coming back in, being surrounded, that kind of helped out also. So there was a lot of little just aspects to that I just really, really, really liked. And I was shocked to bring up what Andrew's just popped up. The shock of Ruby being shot. I wasn't ready, like, oh, we're about to lose a companion already. And then I'm going, well, this is Moffat. He does like having kill counts. And he already took out 3. It's what he does. So I loved it. I really liked this episode. And I have to admit, this might be one of those episodes when we do panels live, when we say, hey, what episode would you like to bring somebody in for Doctor Who? I always go with the 50th, but you know, in my little deck of cards now, in that hand, I might have to put boom.
I could see that. It's got a lot of impact. It's
so ta-da!
Yeah.
Melanie, can you pull up Kevo's comment? I actually think that was quite good about they didn't use the Sonic to get out of jail card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't know where the Sonic is. You might have left it in the TARDIS. He quickly run out after you heard the voice scream.
He left in his other pants.
Yeah,
this Doctor wears multiple pants.
Yes,
tweet pants.
Trousers for us UK. Okay, pants are something different.
Fair.
They're under pants.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now we're just going back to the giggle, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was yeah. You're right though. It was not addressed. Oops.
Oh,
Kevo, I know you're not here, but you did watch it in the live party. What was your score? Just out of curiosity for this episode.
That's a very good question. I'm not sure if you asked that. But no. So I want to, just because I was grabbing it in between stuff, Candyman, how do you pronounce this name?
Good question. I have no idea.
Because that is all I know is because that is the actress that played Splice,
right?
And she's 10 now, so she would have been when you filmed this somewhere around 8 or 9.
In the Unleash, they filmed it on the 10th of March, 2023.
That's an Irish.
There we go. So she would have been 9 as she was filming this, and have no that name could be any number of things depending on where her family is from, and she's only been in a few things, so it's hard to look up details. But yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce that. I just figured if anyone would know of the four of us,
Keelan.
Keelan. All right.
Keelan.
It's Scottish, so it could be pronounced anywhere, like Irish. No offense.
No, exactly.
Keelan.
Exactly.
I'm literally listening to a speech thing. That's Keelan.
There we go. Rev. Now we are up to you and your 11. So,
this one goes to 11.
So it seems. Why? Why does it go to 11?
Well, I felt it was a little bit better than the other two. I put it 10, but as I said before, both the other ones had an aspect on my life as it is. This one being history from both sides of my parents. My father had his, my mother had hers. So I know about so much of that history. So seeing anything war-torn stories, I can relate to it and I can understand it. The idea of not having a sonic screwdriver is like, okay, well, yes, it felt good. I'm still thinking it was blown up because of Maestro. That's just my thought. The child, since she lost her mother, and it's depending upon her father trying to take care of her, so a bit of that could be a disability, could be not, who knows, but that's understandable, acceptable. Which was mentioned during the show, the live show on Friday, Susan Twist as the ambulance. I think Dave said it.
Yes.
I was like, what? So what do you mean ambulance? So, oh, okay. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, that's like saying, bless your heart. Little southern thing going on there, but the idea of war is always and will be about big business of sorts, all money, and people just don't understand what's going on. That's why it keeps repeating itself, and so will what's coming about very soon. But I'm not going to mention the date because we still have another episode coming up next week.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. The corpses in the body, ew, but that's this is a sci-fi show. The idea that it was only on 2 sets, wow, I was amazed. But it makes sense. You don't need anything humongous. You need to just concentrate on a small little section, and it works. And since it was a Roomba, per se, it just kind of flowed anywhere it wanted to and just landed down into the crater. So that was a perfect explanation for that one. the Doctor losing it basically over and over again. That hurt. That hurt, but that affected me. So he's more emotional without the 14th being connected to him anymore. Basically, the bi-generation. So he's experiencing these new experiences of the fear, the happiness, the insanity. So all comes about. Makes sense. Still the Susan Twist thing. Mundy is, as I read the article, Moffat said she's think of a Clara situation. That's why we'll see her come back. How this has come about, we shall see. The child, we already mentioned child. So because of the war history that I have gone through and know of, so I have to leave it at that ranking of 11. I don't see any fault in it because war is stupid. People are stupid. And love means nothing in some strange borders. Sorry, Boy George, I misread the lyrics again. Because Melanie and Mark already said everything.
Fair.
No, and you can say the same things over and over. You can expound, sir.
But we only have 7 more minutes, and Dave has to talk. We want to keep an hour show. I kept looking at the time saying, we're going to get this through.
This is all my fault. It's all my fault.
No, this is what we want to do. I don't see how anyone could be so toxic about any of this. This is coming out and say, Disney's taking control. As Dave said many times in Kevo, Disney is not taking control. They're funding, they're giving the money, but we're seeing more of what we should have seen a long time ago. There's still BBC with their little here and there. Stop saying all these things about, no, it's not. Things have changed. You adapt or you exit.
And that goes to the show as well as the viewers.
I will say I love the fact that this show has a budget now because the effects are just like so nice.
No, Andrew got some great points because there was all sorts of fun.
More and more.
Her mentioning that her mother was gathered up. That phrasing really emphasizes what this community is, being Anglican, being a religious-based army. And I did also love that came out of that we live in a blip, which is accurate. Most of time has had church armies.
Even Moffat's had a lot of church armies. So I mean, there was in the time of the Angels, that was a religious military.
I think it's the same one, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's the same one, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have the Church of the Papal mainframe. You have headless monks. You have, it's there tends to be interwoven in at least with Moffat's writing.
Exactly.
To me, this was a very Blink episode, which I enjoyed. And like Melanie said, he's concentrating on the story, not have to be saying, well, what about this? What about this deadline? What about how does this look on him? No. He's focusing on one thing, and that's the story. And that's what's going to come through. And hopefully we'll get Sherlock Holmes. We'll get Sherlock coming back as well, because he talked about that too.
Yes, I brought that up and down a few times for effect. That was not an accident, as he was doing. Yes, the next of kin was interesting to trying to. Are we going to find out? Are we going to find? We're not going to find out. Are we? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're not going to find out. Are we? The snowing was really neat. Yeah, Andrew, I agree. Great episode. A lot of people, feel sorry for people who just can't enjoy it. They just can't let themselves, and that is their that's their thing.
Prerogative.
That's you don't have to like anything. Nowhere. I will never begrudge a person who does not like a particular episode, a particular doctor, a particular thing about a doctor. But then, the level of toxic rhetoric has gone over the top in the last, little bit. And that's a whole nother conversation. For myself, because, we're getting to that point in time. I give it a 9.
Okay.
It's really, really, really good. One of the reasons I was looking up Keelan's, how old Keelan was, the actress there that played Splice, is because she did have this strange maturity to her, but then these moments of very much not, knowing that, she doesn't seem like she's what would have been, a 9-year-old, maybe even 8, depending, probably 9. Yeah, it was a year ago, so she still would have been 9. She, so it's like, okay, I can see why there's some subtleties there in how someone would be raised in that sort of a closed community beyond just the traditional army brat type upbringing, but the closed in religious fanatic upbringings. I did love the snow thing, just to keep tying things in. I love that there was a song in there, and again, which I mentioned earlier, being able to tie that music in Ruby's soul into everything else. I didn't love Splice's character just because of the way, like, I understood her character. I just did not like it. She was a kid that annoyed me, not to the level of Betty, but I did not love that character.
Oh, Earth.
I am really excited to see what happens. The doctor said, "Hey, I'm going to be popping in again." His 11 and 12 were showing. Is how I've seen it kind of described throughout this episode. I've seen that as a criticism, which I don't agree with. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, and bringing up the fish fingers and custard, I think that's really an interesting choice to have brought in. And I hope they do come back, and I hope they visit her again, and I hope they bring that up and show that the doctor has learned a lesson, because that was a very big part of that storyline with the Pawns, is that he left and he didn't come back until he did. I'd really like to see this doctor come back knowingly. I screwed this up previously. Let's not do that again. So I really hope we get something of that down the road. And I say that having just said, I don't really love that character. I want to see more of this character. I think there's a lot of potential there. I'm hoping that we see more of her when we see more of Varada coming back next year. What we will or not, we'll see.
When she filmed this, she didn't know that she was going to play the companion.
No, it was, from what I've heard, this was her. This was them going, oh, this works. This works. Come back. So we'll see how that.
Which has happened with many companions along Doctor Who. They've come and then they've been called back.
Karen Gillan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of that, and that's fine. Some people criticize that. Again, there's 8 people in British cinema. Suck it up, people. Just accept this.
4 actors.
Exactly.
And most of them are related to a Davidson Tennant clan, so.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. I loved almost everything. It was, I gave it a 9 because of little details. Things like not really loving Splice. And really, that was the biggest one. There was, and it was little things that aren't even worth necessarily mentioning. But I did, I loved it. I loved it. It was, the emotion. Tom brought up the emotions of the doctor. That was another thing that I've seen criticized online. Why is the doctor crying over that? This is a doctor that is feeling new emotions, and they're really impacting him. And that's a story point that has been coming through that people are just willingly ignoring, that this is clearly something they are going for. But also, this is a weapon that actually would kill a Time Lord. and everybody else.
And
But
take out half a planet. You don't think anybody else the doctor above anyone else that knows, okay, I'm going to blow up. Oh, I'm taking half a planet with me. The doctor would feel terrible about that. And clearly it shows.
Exactly. This is PTSD. This is leftover trauma that he has worked on and that he has accepted. And so I think that really, I don't think they were explicit with that in this episode. But again, that's one of the many things. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, or has he got that trauma still? Or is that trauma still with the 14th Doctor and he's experienced all this for new stuff? So he's not really experienced this. This is a new thing. Because we don't know the problems with bi-generation. And a lot of people are references, well, this doctor did this in the past, this doctor did this in the past. But yeah, we've got a new doctor. We've got a doctor and an old doctor in the same timeline. And we don't know.
I'm running with the line
in the Space Babies episode, the doctor was couldn't believe, why am I scared? Why do I feel just completely scared?
And same thing in
plot point that later on in the episode that of the boogeyman, but still, he was just kind of in this. When I usually run towards this stuff, why am I scared? That kind of thing.
He's been very emotional in every one of those episodes. He's been scared in every one of these episodes. He's been a very different doctor, a very much more open doctor. And to address what you were saying, Mark, I kind of am running with the line when they first, at the end of that by generation, where it's like, we've done rehab out of order.
Yeah.
And that to me says, it's not that he has all of that trauma has just gone away and is now in David Tennant's 14th Doctor. To me, that says, okay, this is a doctor who has done the work, done the personal work that anyone who experiences trauma should do. And we all should have access to be able to do, but that's a very different rant. So that's kind of where I'm running from that angle is he still has this trauma. He still has these memories, these trigger points, all of these emotional, linchpins. But, at the same time, he's lost some of that control over it, which also can happen. That's not an uncommon thing as for someone who is healing or who has healed to now be a little bit more open to also feeling more things. You've stopped. That's part of that personal growth that the doctor is clearly going through. And I love it. I'm totally here for that. What else? Oh yes, and there was definitely the anti-war speech, and yes, that was another thing. It's like, that all this criticism of capitalism and yeah, that's not new. What? That's really none of the themes in this were new.
Even stepping on a landmine was done in the Fourth Doctor.
Exactly, like nothing in this episode, despite being done ridiculously well, is actually new. None of the themes, none of the actions, none of any of this is particularly new. And that is also a thing that is kind of an upside downside to this new Doctor. They are bringing back a lot of the themes and a lot of the bits from previous Doctors that a new audience would not have necessarily seen. And again, I'm fine with that. They've used most of the time. It's been really well done and really, really subtle callbacks. There we go. The emotional weight of the Doctor's reaction when he sees Ruby get shot. Exactly. Like there's so much just to draw from in there, and it tugs at all of the right heartstrings to be stereotypical.
I have to admit, those little taser things that the ambulance sends out, and it's like, like minor sting or sharp sting, that kind of thing, or scratch or whatever. I'm like, those things were huge. I'm like, how much blood loss? There's two of them.
Exactly.
I'm just amazed how like, those are like little mini missiles hitting somebody. It's like, who designed this?
Most nurses will say to you, doesn't matter how big the needle is. They'll just say, it's a little scratch. Don't worry.
Yeah. So
Just
before
a
I kind of finish the conversations that needs to be had here, why don't we just kind of talk about where everybody is, get everybody's stuff, and then we'll go into that. So Rev, where are you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube /@REVERENDAMAGON, where I do my customs, my reviews, and all sorts of weird things.
Huzzah! Mark,
Huzzah!
Are you going to be anywhere new and exciting in the?
At the moment, not this month. I'm taking a little bit of rest. I might do something at the end of June. Not sure yet, but at the moment, I'm taking it easy.
That's good. Taking it easy is good. Melanie, what about yourself? Where can we find you and all of your glory?
All my shenanigans. You can look on Instagram, mostly is where I lurk, is at Pieces of Melee. I have an Etsy shop. I have all that kind of fun stuff. But right now, as of actually tomorrow, I will be, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, at the Dunedin Cultural Fine Arts Center. I think I just butchered its name. I am participating in the 100 Women Artists exhibit, so I'll be dropping off my my piece there. And then otherwise, I'm going to be getting ready for San Diego Comic-Con, which I will be in the art show for, and that's July. So I gotta get ready for painting. So there's gonna be more live painting and stuff like that, and a lot more cosplay work that I'll be doing. So that's, lurk there if you wish, if you want to. Lots of live videos for the most part.
Yay! And it's always fun. I don't get to see nearly as many of them as I'd like. For myself, as I said, you can find me at TheRatHole.ca or TheRatHole.ca, depending on your social media of choice. Please, I'm definitely trying to push people, get some extra subscribers over at youtube.com/TheRatHole.ca. Like I said, may or may not be going live again later tonight over there. But I certainly will be over the next couple of days. This game Oath sat on my table upstairs for about 3 months. Month and a half plus of that, I wasn't home. And I think if I leave that down here, because I normally strike all of this after a day or so, my roommate will shoot me if I leave this set up down here for another 3 months. So I have to get this played fairly soon. I definitely want to get another play in on BubbleNet, which is down here. It's a really cute little game about whales and feeding. I probably won't get another Park Life, but at least not before their Kickstarter ends. So I'll be doing all of that fun gaming stuff here in the foreseeable future. As far as conventions, I don't think I have. I still do not know, and hopefully by next week I will know the odds that I may have to make a last-minute trip to Columbus for Origins. The Origins Award finalists are delayed, but we should know by the end of the month. So we will see. I know one of my reviews is in consideration whether I make the finalists. We will find out. Nice umbrella, yes. I have a reason for having that out. I one of the 31 videos that I edited was actually used a lot of the footage that I used here on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and so I did my Mirror World, my Mirror Universe 7th Doctor outfit as an introduction, because all of these videos are for October, so costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a giant pile of hats over there. So if you want to see how many hats I have, and I didn't actually use all of them, but I think there was only 2 that I didn't get used. One's missing and one was just not thematically usable. Yeah, you can check that out. Those will be going up soon.
Probably as many hats as I have action figures in this room.
It's possible. It's entirely possible.
Dave,
but there is.
Are you doing Game Expo this year?
I don't know where I'm going to be. Probably not. The company that has sent me over for that was has some delays. Things are improving there, but it'll be at least a year before I can get over for any more events. I think in the UK. Hopefully next year. I'd really like to. I've also got a potential trip overseas that I'm going to have to deal with. Whether that's going to be Europe or Australia, I still don't know yet. Next year, so I'm really being careful with what events I do. Will I be in Columbus? I don't know. Will I be in Indianapolis? More likely, but also I still don't know. I might be in Salt Lake City. There's all sorts of maybes. But with all of that said, please make sure you do join us on Friday. That was the background that I just changed, not the foreground. We will scroll back up here. There it is. I pushed the button. I swear it. There we go. Join Kevo and myself on Friday to watch 73 Yards, which is going to be a delightful folk horror show, which again pushes into that fantasy side of things, which is kind of interesting, but the darker side of that fantasy sort of a thing. And so I'm very excited to watch that episode. And also excited for more things. But again, no, I think you've watched. I don't know if you've watched any of the episodes since we started doing this. I apparently turned the background right off. That's fine. I'll deal with that. But there's something very important. Yes, this is another. That's something that we're going to have to talk more about, Andrew. That really is. But don't run any more comments for this next little bit.
Okay, I was going to put the background back there.
There we go.
For background there.
Perfect. We'll take that out, and we can put some more comments up.
Okay.
Here, because it is way easier for me to record the end of the show, because it's very, very important. I don't like having to stumble through. So because this is so important that we tell you.
There's always
that I have put. Hello, fellow Whovians. That's right. There's always a twist at the end. And once again, I'm going to look at the life and time and career of one Susan Twist. Susan Twist, who, of course, joined the WHOniverse first in Wild Blue Yonder. Seen here, asking Sir Isaac Newton, gee, how many more apple pies am I going to have to bake before you get a damn idea, boy? She would next show up as an Easter egg in an interview with one RTD. Seen here looking very much like she's on the wrong side of a looking glass, leading us to wonder, is the episode Rogue going to introduce one Alice Little? As we get to Christmas, we see her again in The Church on Ruby Road. Seen here asking Homer what the J in Homer J. Simpson actually stands for, and is he also a hippie? Moving into the season proper, we get to Space Babies, and once again, we see her here, auditioning for the reboot of Babylon 5. Then, in The Devil's Court, we got her yet again. Seen here, asking, why did this color of salmon ever become a thing? And now we're up to Boom. And this was important, because we saw a lot of her. Seen here, auditioning for Marvel's third season of What If, in the episode What If Aunt May Were the Spider Slayer. Where will we see Susan Twist next? Will we see her in 73 Yards? If you've been paying attention, the answer is yes. But if you have not, we don't know, and I'm not going to spoil that for you. You'll have to tune into the episode to find out, or next week here on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Well done. Very well done.
Yes.
And you did that in one take.
I know.
I wish I did that. But I did do it. Melanie was already sitting in here as I was finishing off all of the editing on that, because I had to bang it up. Because again, I've been just run off my brain for the last few days. I'm going to pull this back up because I really enjoy. Was I the only one who got those Spider Slayer vibes from this, like the old school?
I just thought it was weird nanny Daleks.
Yeah, that too. But come on, comic book people in the audience, tell me, like, did you not see that? Is that not totally what we got going on here? That's what I see especially with the big tentacle-y, things. That's what I see.
Actually, you're going to make that clip short,
Disney
right?
is running Doctor Who, then clearly that's what's going on.
Just a point. Those the ambulance, they look familiar, like they were in the Happiness Patrol or Paradise Towers. I can't remember which robots they used where they look similar to the ambulances. Was it Happiness Patrol or Paradise Towers?
Happiness Patrol. Let me look. Onward.
Happiness Patrol didn't have mobile. They had a kiosk screen, but I don't remember it being mobile.
There was a mobile where it basically was basically killing people.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been Happiness Patrol. That there was something similar-ish. And you're right. It is a very much a hey, we're an ambulance. You're gonna do. I don't think it was Paradise Tower. Paradise Towers had a pink TARDIS, Andrew, but it was Happiness Patrol where it was, here's a kiosk with a video and we're telling you a joke and you have to be happy or we're going to kill you. Which definitely reeks of an ambulance is going to heal you by killing you. You are very, very right there, Mark, I think.
Oh, no, it was similar to, it was Paradise Towers, I think.
There was a lot in Paradise Towers, but I don't think that was part. Maybe we're thinking two different things.
Maybe.
Now I'm going to have to go and find those two on my hard drive.
Paradise Towers.
Okay,
that white robot with the face and has that one clamp and clamps on the Seventh Doctor's arm.
Okay, then I stand corrected. We are thinking about two entirely different things. Or maybe it was a little of both.
Who knows? It's getting late.
Exactly. So, but now I'm going to have to go find both of those episodes because I really do enjoy both of them, both those storylines.
I still want to see a half pink, half blue TARDIS released by B&M.
I still am complaining to the op that they need to do a pink TARDIS. There was talk of it. They even said, "Hey, you need to send one of these down to the art department, and get them to paint it." So I should actually do that. Hey, everybody! In fact, if you're on any of the ops social media, you said, "Hey, we was watching The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and they said you really need a pink TARDIS Yahtzee," because I said so. And as for making a clip of that, you are welcome to do that. The Facebook should allow anybody to clip those, and are we on? We are also on Legend of Traveling TARDIS' Twitch, so you can totally clip that.
I would say if you want, you can put that as a short.
It's over a minute, so it won't work as a short. But I could always
podcast. It's really good though. Even if you put it as a separate thing.
Well, maybe. Send us your pictures of your TARDISes. Yes, I agree. You're right. Maybe I will start loading those as a separate thing. You're right. I will do that. If that's what people want, never say I did not listen to the fans. Even if I'm going to argue over which Seventh Doctor story it was, I will still listen. I may be wrong, but I will still listen. Why? Because I love you all, and we appreciate you all. And I've hit this button. There we go. So thank you all so much for watching. As I ramble on, please like this video wherever it is you are watching it. Comment. We can bring your comments up during the closing credits as usual. Share this video out. Make a clip of me and share that out. Subscribe if you are not already, especially to my page, and all of our pages, really. But with that having been said, thank you guys very, very much. And Tony, take us out. Eventually.